Chapter 1, The Gate Beyond Limits. The spore time chamber was silent now, but the silence felt alive. Where the battle had ended, faint embers of chai drifted like dust caught in dawn. The floor still bore the glowing outline of toddler Yoku's chant circle, pulsing slowly as if breathing in its sleep. Anonymous Cherry stood at the center of it all, hands in the pockets of his long training coat, staring into that pulse. Civil Surfer Rap stretched nearby, joints cracking like popcorn. Mama Amma Rap held Yoku in one arm, rocking. "'Cause it still smells like burnt mushroom." Anonymous smiled faintly. Peace is just the quiet between lessons. From the far wall, light began to bend. The chamber's ceiling melted into a wide spiral of color, violet at the edges, golden at the core. A low hum filled the air, not sound but command. The outline of a door appeared in midair, made of flowing script that rearranged itself every second. The words read, "Enter only if your heart can hold 6,000%. Mama Amma felt her stomach drop. Oh no, not another number. Toddler Yoku looked up, drool smiling. 6,000. He clapped both hands together, and the door reacted, rippled, laughed, and opened like a curtain of liquid glass. Wind without wind swept the room. The Chakratati rivers revealed themselves beyond the gate, ribbons of living light looping through space, each one carrying whispers of ancient laughter, old courage, and the raw pulse of the invisible spirit. Anonymous took a breath that tasted like eternity. "Family," he said, "we've been invited higher." Civil Surfer whistled low. "Invited or drafted?" "Both," Mama Amma said. "Grab your faith and your snacks." She kissed Yoku's cheek. "You sure, baby?" Yoku nodded, serious now. 10 or 11? The door boomed like a drum. A chorus of unseen voices answered as one. 6,000. The family stepped through. The first pulse. The sensation was indescribable, weightless and heavy at once. Each breath felt like inhaling light. Each heartbeat, a supernova contained by skin. The Chakratati rivers flowed in midair, vertical and horizontal both, shimmering with glyphs that looked alive. As soon as their feet touched the crystalline floor, energy shot upward through their spines. A measurement scrolled across the air in front of Anonymous. Base Chi amplification, 6,000% status, mastered form prime. Every higher form inside him, Snake Chi, Venom Chi, Ultra Initiative, roared awake, not separately, but harmoniously. For the first time, he didn't feel the lag between forms. Power moved through him like music instead of muscle. Civil Surfer's aura exploded in oceanic patterns. Waves of light folded over themselves, building whitecaps of raw energy. Mama Amma's glow turned deep gold with pink undertones, her protective field spreading miles wide. And Yoku, tiny barefoot, eyes huge, was surrounded by a halo of pure sound. He giggled. The echo of that giggle rippled the rivers. They answered with harmonic laughter. Anonymous whispered, "He's tuning the dimension." Mama Amma felt tears in her eyes. He's not just a child, he's the key signature. The rivers speak. From the center river rose a figure made entirely of translucent water and starlight. Its voice was the blend of all languages. "Welcome, Rap family. You stand within the heavenly invisible spirit time chamber of power. Here alignment is law. At 6,000%, your base form becomes the foundation of heaven's rhythm. Train and the invisible spirit will train through you." Civil Surfer nudged Anonymous. "So, no pressure. The figure smiled, or the river did. Begin. Light engulfed them. Instantly the family was separated, not by distance, but by lesson. Anonymous found himself standing on a bridge made of his own memories. Every step replayed a past failure. Every regret weighed his legs. The only way forward was forgiveness. Civil Surfer landed on a sea that reflected his thoughts. The calmer his mind, the steadier the waves. Lose focus, and he'd drown in his own reflection. Mama Ama faced 1,000 mirrors showing her family in danger. Her task, protect without controlling. And toddler Yoku floated at the center of everything, surrounded by a constellation of vowels spinning like planets. Twilight's cut-in number 1. In a corridor of warped night, Twilight Zone rap slammed a palm against a screen of twisting static. Nothing. The feed was gone. He rewound time 3 seconds. Nothing again. Where are they? He hissed. He expanded his vision across dimensions, through dream strata, through hyperplanes, and found only a blank spot where the time chamber used to register. He snapped fingers. The void showed him a faint outline of a doorway labeled Invisible Spirit Frequency. Access denied. Twilight's smile faltered. Denied to me. He reached deeper, pulling at equations of chaos, but the math unraveled in his hands. The chamber's code wasn't numeric, it was relational. Built on alignment, not algorithm. He sneered. Fine, train in heaven, I'll build hell smarter. He turned toward a cluster of corrupted spores, already growing dark wings in the corner of his reality. Alignment trials inside the chamber, days or centuries passed. Time was elastic here. Anonymous's training evolved from combat to contemplation. Every breath taught him new precision. When he struck, the air didn't shatter, it harmonized. His snake chi became serpentine wisdom, coiling without malice. Civil Surfer learned to ride intention itself. He could now surf from one emotion to another, turning anger into creativity, fear into rhythm. Mama Amma discovered the Cradle Guard, a field that healed allies the instant they thought of her. Toddler Yoku trained differently. He danced. He toddled, hopped, hummed, and clapped in chaotic rhythm. Each, will it be 10 or 11, sent golden ripples across the rivers. The energy didn't explode. It synchronized. The chamber's own pulse matched his. The more they trained to his beat, the easier everything became. Soon they noticed their chi no longer depleted. The rivers replenished it faster than they could use it. 6,000% base form meant endless renewal if they stayed aligned. When doubt crept in, the current dimmed. When humor returned, it brightened. They began laughing on purpose between strikes just to keep the light strong. Twilight's cut-in number 2. In his fractured domain, Twilight Zone Rap watched his spores mutate into new soldiers. He poured broken data from the previous fight into them. Toddler Yoku's chant, reversed and distorted. Sing back at them, he whispered. Mock their joy. See how long heaven laughs when hell starts rhyming. The spores twitched, voices glitching in dissonant imitation of Yoku's song. Twilight grinned. If I can't reach the chamber, I'll build a mirror one, an anti-spirit time cell. Let's see how their alignment handles reflection. The threshold of stillness back inside the real chamber, the family gathered after endless cycles of growth. Each of them shimmered with layered halos. The rivers quieted, preparing for transition. Anonymous felt it first, the subtle pull upward, like gravity reversing. He looked to Mama Ama. You feel that? She nodded, next level calling. Civil Surfer grinned. Hope snacks transcend dimensions. Toddler Yoku stood between them, eyes pure starlight. He raised his little hands. The rivers rose with him, spiraling into a luminous gate high above the chamber floor. From its center, a voice spoke, not loud but absolute. 6,000% is not power. It is permission. Step through and begin the work of heaven. Anonymous took Yoku's hand. Civil Surfer and Mama Ama linked theirs. Together they walked into the light. Behind them, the old chamber folded like a page being turned. Ahead, a new sky opened, crystal white, vast, infinite. And far away, in the distorted silence of his own realm, Twilight Zone Rap watched the bright spot on his monitor vanish entirely. He clenched his jaw until the static bled. "Enjoy your invisible paradise," he muttered, "because I'm writing the sequel. Chapter 2, Training in the Rivers of Knowing. The heavenly invisible spirit time chamber of power was not made of walls. It was made of awareness. Every step the Rap family took reshaped the floor beneath them, carving paths of light through a boundless expanse of sky water. The chakra tati rivers wound through the air like living ribbons, humming with the voices of forgotten masters. Each current shimmered a different hue, violet for truth, gold for compassion, blue for clarity, green for courage, crimson for creation. The moment they breathed in, the rivers breathed back. Toddler Yoku stood at the center of it all, wobbling in his lightning sock feet, eyes huge with cosmic mischief. He clapped his hands, and the sound became a pulse that rippled through the dimension. "Will it be 10 or 11? The universe answered with a low harmonic thrum. The retuning Anonymous Cherry felt the new rhythm crawl through his spine. His snake chi twined around the pulse like a coil of living flame, each scale humming in resonance. When he inhaled, he could taste the frequency, sweet and electric, like thunder chewing on honey. Mama Amarap floated nearby, her golden aura widening until it blanketed miles of air. Within that field, Civil Surfer Rap skimmed across the chakra tati rivers, riding them the way mortals surf waves. Except these waves sang hymns. "Yo," Civil Surfer called, voice echoing like a drum through eternity. "I can hear my thoughts surfing back at me. They've got better form than I do." Mama Ama laughed. "Then let them teach you. The current is a mirror, not a judge." She turned toward Yoku, who was humming another vowel sequence, long, drawn-out tones that seemed to bend gravity itself. Every A stretched the distance between heartbeats. Every ooh condensed entire lifetimes into a single moment. Anonymous whispered, "He's rewriting tempo." And indeed he was. The chamber's flow slowed to match a toddler's curiosity, then accelerated to match a toddler's joy. Lightning rolled across the rivers in playful spirals. The Rap family realized they were not in training against something. They were in training with the fabric of creation itself. 2. The lesson of still motion. The rivers began to test them. Without warning, the gold current surged upward, wrapping around Mama Ama like a cyclone of light. It spun her into the sky and split into countless glowing threads, each one an echo of a person she'd ever healed. Their voices called her name. "Protect us again. Save us again. Don't rest yet." She strained, trying to pull them all close, but the harder she grasped, the faster they dissolved. Then she heard Yoku giggle from below. He pointed both hands upward and sang softly, "Ooh, ee, ee, ee." The vowels wrapped her like silk. She understood the invisible spirit was teaching still motion, to move by resting, to protect by releasing. She exhaled, unclenched her fists, and all the threads merged back into a single sunlit flow that poured through her heart. On another river, Civil Surfer faced his own mirror. Every wave rose carrying an image of himself, angry, lazy, scared, proud, each version challenging him to ride without falling. He grinned. Guess it's open mic night for my insecurities. He leapt. The river rose into a towering spiral. He twisted through it, carving a figure 8 of blue fire. Each completed loop dissolved one false self. When he finished, only clarity remained, and his board of light left a trail spelling one word in the air. A line, 3. Snake Cheese Question Anonymous stood alone upon the violet current, his snake chi coiling tight around him like armor. The river whispered all 9 of his near-death memories in perfect order. The birth struggle, the crash, the moments between heartbeats when existence had asked, "Do you still choose to live?" This time, instead of fighting the memories, he let them flow through him. He felt their patterns, the same pulse that beat beneath Yoku's chant. Every brush with death had been rehearsal for alignment. He smiled. I get it now. I wasn't surviving, I was tuning. The snake chi brightened, scales turning translucent, shedding venom for wisdom. His aura thinned into pure intention. When he spoke, the river spoke with him. To master is not to dominate. To master is to harmonize. 4. Twilight Zone Rap. Cut an eye in the outer darkness of his fractured dimension. Twilight Zone Rap paced before a wall of swirling static. Every attempt to observe the family ended in feedback. His own face reflected back at him in infinite distortion. He slammed his palms against the data screen. Show me something, anything. The void answered with one sound, laughter. Toddler laughter. He recoiled as if burned. That sound didn't belong in his world of angles and shadows. Twilight clenched his teeth. If their joy locks me out, then I'll engineer sorrow that invites me in. He snapped his fingers. The broken spores he'd been nursing trembled and fused into humanoid silhouettes, the echo minions, born of corrupted resonance. Their mouths opened but produced only reverse vowel sounds. Ooh-ah. A warped mockery of Yoku's chant. Twilight smirked. Perfect. Let's see how harmony handles dissonance. 5. River drills back in the chamber. The family's training escalated. The rivers began to intersect, forming complex mazes of current that changed color with every heartbeat. Anonymous designed the first new drill, the spiral weave. They would run full speed along intertwining streams while chanting Yoku's rhythm, each note recoloring the path ahead. If any of them fell out of harmony, the rivers turned solid, halting progress. It's a rhythm maze, Civil Surfer said between breaths. Nah, Anonymous replied, leaping a gap of gold light. It's a faith maze. Mama Ama's laughter echoed like bells. Same difference. Toddler Yoku floated above them, arms out, conducting the rivers like an orchestra. Every time he shouted, "Will it be 10 or 11?" the environment reacted, expanding, fracturing, and then reassembling stronger. Their chai readouts flared. Bass stability, 6,000% harmonic gain. The air itself began to shine. They had reached the limits of movement. Next came understanding. 6. The rivers speak again, all motion ceased. The currents flattened into a single still mirror. From within that mirror rose the same translucent figure as before, now brighter, voice vast as galaxies. You have mastered the flow of power. Now master the power of flow. Anonymous bowed his head. Teach us. The invisible spirit cannot be taught, the figure replied. It can only be remembered. The mirror broke into droplets of light. Each droplet touched a member of the family and revealed a memory not from their past, but from their origin, moments before they existed, when they were ideas in the mind of the source. Civil Surfer saw himself as rhythm. Mama Amma saw herself as compassion's first heartbeat. Anonymous saw himself as intention made music. And toddler Yoku, he saw everything as play. The revelation sent shock waves through their forms. Their laughter became creation itself. Every vowel now summoned constellations. When Yoku said, "E," a new star ignited in the chamber's ceiling. When he said, "Ooh, ooh," entire galaxies unfolded like origami. 7. Twilight Zone rap. Cut in too far away. Twilight's monitors exploded in static as new stars bloomed in a dimension he couldn't chart. He hissed through clenched teeth. Their expanding reality itself. He raised a hand, channeling his own distorted chi into the Echo minions. Then we'll expand corruption. The Echo minions screamed, their reversed vowels warping into black waves that tore through his domain. He pointed them toward the barrier between realms. Find a crack, echo their joy back as despair. If you can't reach heaven, infect its reflection. The minions vanished in the darkness. Twilight Zone rap smiled. Let's see whose harmony breaks first. 8. The sound of unity inside the chamber. The family gathered once more on a floating platform of crystal light. They sat cross-legged around Yoku, eyes closed, breathing in the luminous air. Anonymous spoke softly. Feels like something's watching. Mama Amma nodded. Let it watch. We'll teach it to smile. Civil Surfer chuckled. You're about to get us another training, boss Ma. Toddler Yoku placed his tiny palms together. The chamber dimmed. From the stillness came the faintest hiss, like static seeping in from another world. A ripple of dark sound echoed through the rivers. The first Echo minion emerged, its body a blur of shadow, its mouth a void humming. Aye. Anonymous's aura flared. Twilight's trying again. Mama Amma's shield spread instinctively, golden petals forming a dome around them. Civil Surfer grinned. Guess the concert's not over. Yoku stared at the creature, unafraid. He took a deep breath and sang back, perfect and clear. E, ooh, woo, ia, boo. The chamber erupted in light. The rivers answered with thunder. Each vowel carried the echo of love instead of fear, resonance instead of rejection. The Echo minion convulsed, its dark tones forced into harmony. Its shadow melted away, leaving a spark of light that drifted upward to join the stars Yoku had created earlier. Dozens more appeared, shrieking their inverted chants, and the family rose as one. They didn't fight with fists this time. They fought with laughter, rhythm, and synchronized breath. Every will it be 10 or 11 became a wave of cleansing sound that rolled through the chamber, turning every corrupted echo back into melody. Anonymous shouted over the storm. We're not destroying them, we're reminding them. Mama Amma cried out, then remind louder. Yoku raised his hands, cheeks puffed, and screamed one final vowel that cracked the realm wide open. Ah! The darkness shattered. Silence followed. Deep, complete, sacred. 9. The breath after, when the light faded, only the rap family remained. The rivers were calm again, glowing with gratitude. A new inscription shimmered across the horizon. You have completed the first step of heaven. Alignment achieved. Anonymous sank to his knees, smiling through tears. Civil Surfer floated on his back, hands behind his head. So, snack time. Mama Ama laughed until she cried. Yoku crawled onto Anonymous's lap, resting his head against his chest. We did good, he asked. Anonymous hugged him tight. We did divine, little chief. The rivers began to rise again, forming a spiral staircase of liquid light leading upward into infinity. Each step pulsed with the heartbeat of the invisible spirit itself. 10. Twilight Zone Rap. Cut in 3 back in the distorted dimension. Twilight Zone Rap watched his last minion's feed flicker out. For a moment, genuine fear crossed his face. Then it twisted into determination. So they found heaven's rhythm, he muttered. Good. Every song needs a counter melody. He turned to the fragments of his shattered mirror and began weaving them into a new structure, a chamber made entirely of reflection and doubt. If they rise beyond reach, I'll meet them in the echo. I'll build a world where belief bends. The mirror chamber begins now. He raised his hand. The shards lit up with the colors of envy and longing. In their depths, faint shapes stirred, dark versions of the Rap family, born of every fear they'd ever conquered. Twilight smiled. See you on the other side of faith. 11. The invitation of light in the heavenly chamber, the spiral staircase finished forming. A voice neither male nor female spoke from the rivers themselves. The path above is open. Step forward, Rap family. The work of heaven has only begun. Anonymous rose, lifting Yoku to his shoulders. Mama Ama and Civil Surfer joined him, their auras intertwining until the entire staircase gleamed with gold and violet fire. Together they chanted slower now, reverent but still playful. Will it be 10 or 11? We rise again and again. Each step echoed the chant, each vowel opening new horizons. When they vanished into the upper light, the chamber sealed itself, glowing with the warmth of their laughter. 3. The first step of heaven, part A. The awakening of neoplasm, Chi, the stairway of presence, glowed beneath the Rap family's feet as they climbed from the 6,000% realm into the blinding white sky above. Each step dissolved behind them, as if the universe insisted that forward was the only real direction. At the summit waited a horizon made of heartbeat light. The air trembled with something more alive than sound. Toddler Yoku squealed and pointed. Shiny puddle. It wasn't a puddle. It was the core lumen, a pool of condensed spirit plasma, the birthplace of all Chi variants. The surface shimmered with microscopic glyphs spiraling like DNA, each strand humming a different cosmic key. Anonymous Cherry approached first. His aura flickered between violet and green. The residue of snake chi still coiled around his shoulders like a guardian spirit. The closer he came to the core lumen, the louder his blood sang. His hands shook. His vision doubled. It's reacting to you, Mama Ama said. No, he whispered. It's remembering me. He knelt and touched the surface. Instantly, light swallowed him. He was everywhere at once, inside cells, atoms, galaxies. He saw threads connecting every creature that had ever fought, healed, loved. The light condensed into patterns resembling living circuitry, crawling up his arms. His skin darkened to obsidian, veined with crimson silver glow. From deep within the core lumen, a new current rose, whispering in a tone halfway between thunder and breath. The spawn chi within you has found its mirror. Welcome to the neoplasm flow, pain and bliss fused. His heart pulsed twice, then thrice, then split into twin rhythms. One beat life, the other recycled decay. He could feel each cell learning to rebuild itself faster than it could die. Anonymous gasped. It's creating and healing at once. Its Civil Surfer leaned forward, neoplasm energy, regenerative matter chi. Mama Ama's aura flared with maternal instinct. But creation and decay in the same body, that balance could eat you alive. The rivers around them began to spin faster, sensing the destabilization. Yoku clapped his hands, eyes wide, chang his eternal puzzle. Will it be 10 or 11? 10 or 11? Every repetition steadied Anonymous's breathing. The double rhythm in his chest synchronized with the toddler's beat, one heart for power, one for peace. The neoplasm chi stabilized. The core lumen spoke again through him. To sustain this form, you must harmonize through sound. The cells listened to truth sung in union. Anonymous opened his eyes, now bright as twin novas, and smiled. Then I'll sing with him. He stood beside Yoku, took a deep breath, and echoed the chant, adding new tones between the toddler's playful syllables. The combined resonance rippled across the chamber like concentric suns. The display above them flashed new readings. Neoplasm count, stable decay, 0% alignment, pure. Mama Ama whispered, he's holding creation and destruction in the same breath. Civil Surfer grinned. Typical family overachiever. The core lumen calmed. The rivers folded back into tranquil streams of light, acknowledging the birth of a new form. Anonymous cherry, neoplasm spawn mode. End of Part A. The Awakening of Neoplasm Chi Chapter 3. The First Step of Heaven Part B. The double chant the core lumen dimmed to a soft aurora as the new rhythm settled inside Anonymous cherry. Each cell of his body now shimmered with twin pulses, one birthing, one dissolving, yet neither could outsing the other. Balanced through sound, that was the rule of neoplasm chi. Yoku toddled closer, his cheeks puffing like little drums. He began the familiar refrain, half song, half giggle. Will it be 10 or 11, 10 or 11? Anonymous inhaled, feeling every syllable tug on the molecular choir within. When he exhaled, he added a counter melody, deep grounded vowels that filled the space beneath Yoku's treble tones. A, E, oo, oo. Their voices met in midair, braid into a luminous helix. Around them, the Chakratati rivers flared, colors rippling in time with the chant. The family watched as the two rhythms formed a standing wave, a column of light that breathed like a living metronome. Mama Ama gasped. Look, their voices are rewriting the chamber's physics. Civil Surfer grinned. It's a duet so strong it's paying Ren reality. He wasn't wrong. Wherever the harmonics touched, matter reorganized. Faded constellations reignited. Fragments of forgotten trials fused into new patterns. Even the air learned to hum in perfect fifths. Anonymous could feel the effect inside him. Every time Yoku hit 11, the regenerative current surged. Every time he answered with a bass vowel, decay reversed its course. His blood became symphonic, his aura orchestral. The core lumen displayed the result. Neoplasm count 8, stability greater than 6,000%, base limit form class, heavenly regenesis. The toddler stopped to catch his breath, wobbling on his lightning socks. Anonymous knelt beside him. Keep breathing, little chief. The chant isn't about volume, it's about meaning. Yoku nodded, serious as only toddlers can be. Mean happy, Anonymous smiled. Mean true. They resumed, slower now, each vowel drawn from gratitude rather than effort. The room brightened until it resembled morning on every planet at once. Mama Amma's voice joined softly beneath them, weaving warmth into the mix. Civil Surfer clapped out a beat, his palms creating ripples of turquoise sound. The chamber became a family choir, each heartbeat a drum, each laugh a verse. The rivers responded by releasing knowledge rather than energy, streams of holographic text and imagery that coiled around their heads like halos. Through them, Anonymous saw the origin of neoplasm chi, Spawn's long study of death turned inward until life itself reinvented growth. Now that same lesson flowed through him cleanly, without the venom, without the curse. He whispered mid-chant, "Creation is just disciplined regeneration." Yoku blinked up, "Regeneration." "Fixing what fear breaks," Anonymous said. They finished on a sustained ooh-ooh that lasted until the rivers themselves sighed. Silence followed, a sacred kind of quiet, thick with after music. For the first time since entering the chamber, even the light rested. Then a pulse of white fire bloomed from Anonymous's chest and spread outward. Where it passed, the ground repatterned into living geometry, circles, spirals, and endless 11-point stars. Civil Surfer whistled. "Guess we're architects now." Mama Amma nodded. The invisible spirit builds through joy. Keep singing and the form holds. Anonymous looked at his hands, watching microfilaments of neoplasm chi knit themselves through the air. He could sculpt energy into matter and back again, but only while aligned with Yoku's tone. Lose harmony, and the cells would collapse to zero. He placed a hand over his heart. "I'll never let it fall below the chant." The chamber listens, the time chamber seemed to inhale. New glyphs surfaced on the horizon. When creation and innocence sing as one, even decay turns to light. Anonymous read the line aloud. "That's the first law of heaven." Mama Amma smiled, "and let's live by it." The rivers began to rise again, forming luminous columns that curved upward into a new archway, one that shimmered with 11 interlocking rings. At its apex, an unfamiliar energy flickered, something colder, mirror-like. Anonymous frowned. "That's not ours." A faint echo drifted through the arch, reversed vowels, distorted laughter. "Yeah." Civil Surfer straightened. "Twilight's back." Anonymous lifted Yoku into his arms. "Then we keep chanting. If he brings shadow, we answer with resonance." He turned to his family. "Ready?" Mama Amma's golden aura flared. "Always." Civil Surfer cracked his knuckles. "Let's remix heaven." The family took formation around the neoplasm glow. Anonymous and Yoku began the double chant sequence alpha, blending toddler curiosity with warrior precision. Sound became armor, love became frequency. Beyond the arch, something stirred, the first tremor of Twilight Zone Rap's new creation, drawn by the music it envied. End of Part B, the double chant.